Last night, you dreamed. 4 or 5 separate times, spread across the whole night. Each one longer than the last. You were somewhere. Something was happening. You had opinions about it. You were running, maybe, or falling, or standing in a building you have never seen in your life, and somehow you knew it. Completely. And this morning, gone. Maybe a scrap of it hung on for 11 seconds after you opened your eyes. And then that went too. And you got up, made coffee, thought about your day. Now multiply that by every human being who has ever lived. 300,000 years of us. Somewhere north of 100 billion people. Every one of them. Every single night. Making hours of vivid, emotional, detailed experience. And losing all of it by breakfast. That is the largest body of human experience that has ever existed. And we have none of it. So here's the question nobody actually asks. Before writing, before religion, before farming, before cities, before any of it, when somebody closed their eyes in a cave, in the pitch dark, and their brain switched on and started making pictures, what showed up? What did ancient humans dream about? Now, I have to be straight with you here, right away, because a video that pretends otherwise is lying to your face. Dreams do not fossilize. There is no dream layer in the dirt. Nobody is digging one out of the ground in Ethiopia. We cannot know this the way we know what Neanderthals had for dinner. But, and this is the good part, that is not the same as knowing nothing. Because dreams are not magic. A brain makes them. And a brain is a physical object with a history. And when you start pulling on that thread, you get so much further than you would think. So let's start with the machinery. REM sleep, the stage where the wild, story-shaped emotional dreaming happens, is not a human invention. Not even slightly. Every mammal does it. Birds do it. Your dog does it, obviously. You have watched his legs go while he is asleep. Cats do it. Platypuses do it, which is upsetting, and I cannot fully explain why. Which means REM sleep is roughly 200 million years old. Every ancestor you have ever had, including the ones that were not remotely human, spent part of every single night inside it. So did ancient humans dream? Yes. That is not a guess. The equipment was already ancient by the time we showed up. Now, what is that equipment actually for? And this is where it gets strange, because dreaming is expensive. During REM, your brain is running almost as hot as it does when you are wide awake, burning real fuel. And at the same time, your body is paralyzed. Your senses are switched off. You have absolutely no idea what is happening around you. In a world full of leopards, that is an insane thing to do every single night. And evolution does not tolerate expensive nonsense for 200 million years. Something about this was worth it. The strongest answer we have comes from a Finnish researcher named Antti Revonsuo, and his idea is honestly gorgeous in how simple it is. Dreams are a training simulator. Your brain runs dangerous scenarios in a safe place, so you can practice surviving them without the inconvenience of actually dying. And then researchers went and checked what people actually dream about. Yeah, uncomfortably on the nose. Dream content. Everywhere on Earth leans dark. Being chased is one of the most common dreams on the planet. Falling, being attacked, being unprepared, losing somebody, frightening things show up in dreams way more often than they ever show up in real life. Now think about what that means for somebody alive 40,000 years ago. That simulator was not running mild anxiety about a work presentation. It was running their actual life. Getting separated from the group, something moving at the edge of the firelight, a child wandering off, not finding water. The dreams were about the things that could genuinely kill you, because the dreams were built to be about the things that could genuinely kill you, which means that nightmare you had as a kid, the one where something was chasing you through the dark, and you could not run fast enough, that is not a glitch. That is very old software. Running on hardware nobody ever told the leopards were gone. Okay, can we do better than a theory? A little, yes. There is research on dreaming in communities still living as hunter-gatherers and foragers. People whose everyday life looks much closer to the ancient version than yours does, or mine. Studies in Tanzania, in the Congo Basin, and they found something I genuinely did not expect. Yes, the dreams had threat in them, plenty of it, but they also resolved. The dream would throw danger at you, and then help came. Somebody arrived. The group closed in around you. Now compare that to dream reports from people in modern Western cities. Same threats. no rescue. You get chased. Nothing saves you. You wake up. That is it. That is the dream. And the researchers' read on this is that dreaming simply mirrors your real social life. If you live surrounded by people who will absolutely come for you, your brain simulates that. If you live alone in an apartment, it does not. So the best evidence we have says ancient dreams were probably frightening and probably social. Danger arrived, and then people did. But here is the part I actually find beautiful. In a lot of these communities, dreams are not private. They get told. In the morning, around whatever is left of the fire, people say what they saw, and the group works out together what it meant. A dream is not some weird little thing that happened inside one person's skull. It is information. It belongs to everybody. Sit with that for a second, because it flips this whole thing around. For most of human history, dreams may have been the most reliable source of stories that human beings had. Every person, every night, generating narrative for free. And then in the morning, telling it. We already know that nighttime talk around the fire is overwhelmingly storytelling, while daytime talk is all logistics. Now stack the dreams on top of that. The night made the material, and the night ate it. And then humans invented writing. And guess what turns up almost immediately? Dreams. In the Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the oldest stories that survives anywhere on Earth, characters have dreams, other characters interpret them, and those dreams drive the plot. Ancient Egypt had dream manuals, actual reference books. This image means this. Some of them over 3,000 years old. Mesopotamian scribes recorded the king's dreams as a matter of state security, not entertainment, intelligence. And that tells you something huge. Dream interpretation was not invented by the people who wrote it down. By the time anybody could write, it was already finished, mature, fully running. Writing did not create it. Writing finally caught up to it. All right, breaks, because this is exactly the point where a video like this drives off a cliff. You will see people claim that cave paintings are literally pictures of dreams, of trance visions. And look, some real researchers do argue that. They point at those repeating geometric patterns in Ice Age art that look a lot like what people report seeing in altered states. It is a legitimate position. It is not fringe, but it is argued about. Hard. Plenty of archaeologists do not buy it at all. So if somebody tells you the cave at Lascaux is a confirmed dream diary, they are selling you something. We do not know. And we do not know is a perfectly good answer. But here is what we can say, with confidence. Every human culture on record has taken dreams seriously. Every single one. Wildly different meanings, wildly different systems, but the same conviction sitting underneath all of it, that what happens at night matters. That does not appear independently 1,000 times by accident. That is something old. And then, very recently, we quit. Somewhere in the last couple of 100 years, dreams went private. We stopped telling them. They became brain static, noise, slightly embarrassing to bring up over breakfast. And at the same time, we did something even more direct. We invented the alarm clock, and we started cutting the night short. Here is why that matters. REM is stacked toward the end of the night. Your longest, richest, most complete dreams happen in those final hours before you would naturally wake up. So when an alarm rips you out of bed at 6, what you are losing is not random. You are amputating the deepest part of the night every single morning. Your ancestors woke up when they woke up. They got all of it. And then they rolled over to whoever was lying next to them and said, listen to what happened to me. So, think about this morning again. That little fragment, the one that lasted 11 seconds before it dissolved, the one you did not mention to anybody, because why would you? That was a signal from a system 300,000 years old, doing exactly what it has always done, in a language your ancestors would have understood instantly, and taken completely seriously. And you let it go and made coffee.